Welcome in, everyone. I'm Kathy Mock, and on behalf of the Board of Education and the Falcon Media team, we are excited to be presenting another Alumni Spotlight. And here with us today is Bill Klein. And Bill, tell everyone what year that you did indeed graduate from the Austintown Fitch.
The Austintown Fitch High School. Thanks for having me, Mrs. Mock. I graduated from in 2008 from Fitch.
All right. And what activities did you participate in while you were here in Austintown Local Schools?
Primarily, I was in the Fitch band. That was my thing. I was a band kid. I played piano. That was my primary instrument, even in college, pianist. I held a trumpet, and I didn't play it very well, but I held a trumpet very well in symphonic band, and I was the drum major my junior and senior year. So that was a really cool experience. I was the president of NHS when I was here, so I got to work with Mrs. Carcelli for a couple years, which was a treat. She was fun to work with. Drama club, I did for 3 years. I unfortunately didn't do it my senior year. It was, do drama club or do some other things, focus on some things that were going to kind of push my career forward. And little did I know I would be doing drama club when I came back here. But I worked with Irene Flowers. She's retired now.
My gosh.
Yeah.
I remember her.
Yeah, she was the best. And Steve and Melody Ward I worked with in the drama department. So that was really fun. Then of course I did speech and debate. I was in humor. I worked with, my coach was Joe Curry. He just retired last year, I think, and John Mazzucco. So choir, NHS, drama club, speech and debate. I think there might have been like a Spanish club, random thing, because you got to go on the Gateway Clipper. So I thought that was, it was like, let's go do this. Sure, I'll be in drama club for a year or whatever. So,
well, that kind of was a good thing that you did that kind of.
Right.
Fast forwarding, we'll do that in a minute.
Right. So
I always like to ask this, was there a person or an event or an experience that impacted your career path?
Yeah. When I went into high school, I wanted to be a medical doctor. I wanted to be a medical doctor my entire life. That's just something I thought it was really cool. I like helping people, so this was great. So enter 2006 when I'm in chemistry class, and I soon realized that, okay, medicine isn't going to work, because if I can't balance two equations, I can't be cutting people open and understand medicine or whatever. So I frantically went to my guidance counselor, who was Mary Beth McGlynn.
Yes.
And I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. And she said, well, you love music, don't you? I said, yes. And you're good at it? I said, most days, yes. And she said, well, go get a music degree. And I said, you can do that? I didn't. I thought that music teachers were math teachers or English teachers who also taught music. I had no clue that music education was a field or that it was an area that could study. So that moment in her office upstairs changes the whole trajectory of what I wanted to do. And while I always wanted to be a doctor, I think I always actually wanted to be a musician, but I didn't know that you could do it.
Right.
So that was a cool moment my junior year. The switch kind of flipped in chemistry. I think it happened for a reason, and it outlined, okay, this isn't where you're going to live.
Okay. So then you decided to go to which university?
YSU for my undergrad.
Okay.
I was accepted to Dana School of Music as a instrumental music education major. I wanted to be a band director. And my first semester, they said, you have to do a major ensemble. And I said, okay, what are the options? And they said, you can be in marching band or you can be in university chorus. And I said, what else? Because I'm not doing either of those. And my advisor said, well, you're freshmen. This is what you have. Marching band or and university chorus was just the general choral ensemble that anyone could join at YSU.
Okay.
You could be pre-med, but you like to sing, so you just join university chorus. And it's like an entry-level kind of thing. And I said, I don't sing. I never sang a day in my life. I'm not singing, and I'm definitely not doing marching band because I came from the Fitch band. And this is how we do marching band. And YSU style is kind of similar, but different. So I said, we need a third option here. And she said, Mrs. Weingartner was her name.
Okay.
Mary Lou Weingartner.
Okay.
Said,
I've heard that name.
Yeah, she was an advisor for the College of the Arts. She said, you have to pick one. I said, well, I'm not doing marching band. So I went in university chorus. I'd never sang a day in my life. My family, we always got yelled at in church because we would never sing. We would just, whenever the hymns would happen, we just...
I'm just like laughing because this is just like a great story from where you are.
Yes.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. This is fun.
It's great. Yeah. I never sang. So I walked my first day in university chorus, and the conductor is there, and he's doing all these bizarre warm-ups, which I now know are quite normal. And I'm looking around these, I'm like, what is happening to my life? And we're doing it, whatever. We did the warm-ups, and we sang a chord at that first rehearsal, and I was like, oh, well, that was gorgeous, and humans made that. Let's give it a go. And that first semester altered everything for music education. I put my trumpet away, and I don't think it's moved since.
Because you said you just held it.
I just held it,
Okay.
yeah. And it's been held in the case since 2008. It's not moved. And I enjoyed choral music, so I started listening to more choral music and studying it and understanding it and learning to appreciate it more. And I made a decision the next semester, I think I want to teach choral music. There was a lot of learning to do because I had no clue about the voice or how to teach it or anything like that. So there was a little bit of a learning curve. Right. But it was where I needed to be, I think. And here we are. Yeah.
And then you and I have kind of like a backstory too when you were preparing to do your student teaching.
Right.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I happened to be in the field placement office at Youngstown State University.
Thank goodness.
And there's all these rules and procedures that we have to follow sometimes. And like you had to pick one. This is how it's going to be. And you're like, pretty much you made a choice and it worked out for you.
Right.
So I'm having this conversation with the administrator in the field placement office. I was her assistant.
Right.
And I knew there was something going on here in Austintown and that person was going to be retiring. And I said to the administrator, I said, you need to let this young man do his student teaching there. Well, that's not something that we do. And I said, but please, you need to let him have this experience. This could be a great audition for him. And if he does a good job, he could have a job there.
Right.
Long story short, ta-da.
Here we are.
It happened.
Here we are.
It happened.
We were blessed that everything was, you were there.
It was meant to be.
It was
meant to be.
It was really cool.
All right, so that leads me into, I think everybody knows, but so what is your vocation now?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Teach choral music here. I was at AMS for 3 years, so I taught.
You need to tell the story there.
Yeah, so the high school director retired. The middle school director, Mr. Carson, came up to Fitch. And then I was at AMS for 3 years, taught 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. I started a choir down there called Falcon Chorale, like a little audition-based group for some of the more gifted singers. And I always say you earn your stripes when you teach at the middle school level. My wife teaches at middle school, and it's far more difficult than anything at the high school level. Yeah. It's fabulous. But anyway, I taught there for 3 years. Mr. Carson decided to retire at Fitch, so he retired. I moved up and teaching 4 choirs here and a handful of other non-performance-based classes at Fitch. Right.
And you dabbled a little bit in the band, too.
Yeah, we had some fun with band last year. Yep, that was fun.
Right. Okay. Do you want to tell about anything that's coming up that's going on in your career here at Austintown Fitch?
Yeah.
With your responsibilities?
There's so much. There's so much. And it's a lot of things for the community to just come in and enjoy. There's so many concerts in December.
Okay.
Our choir Christmas concert is December 10th. Our band Christmas concert is December 12th or 11th. I think 12th. Okay. Our orchestra is playing on that concert. Of course, we have middle school concerts, the 5th. There's so many opportunities just to come hear music. And I think it's important to come hear live music because we know what it's like from the pandemic to not have live music.
Right.
And we appreciate it, so much now. So we have wonderful concerts coming up. We're doing Grease this year in the drama department.
That's what I wanted you to get that out.
Yeah, we're doing Grease. We're staging that show March 21st to the 24th. It's an iconic musical. I mean, everybody knows Grease.
Yeah.
Which for us makes it kind of difficult because you have to know.
There's that.
Everyone, everyone
I
knows.
remember it this way.
Right. That he needs to look like John Travolta or whatever. And I think our Danny is Travolta-esque kind of thing.
Good.
But we're partnering with the community a lot. Carl's Towing is helping us get a car on the stage.
That's
we'll have
amazing.
a car on stage for Grease. I'm not sure how we're getting it onto the stage, but that's a January problem.
We'll get that there.
Yeah, we'll get
That's coming.
Right.
That's coming.
Right.
Okay. But I needed you to get that out there. You've done fabulous musicals and Legally Blonde.
Thank
that
you.
was so fun.
That was fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so fun.
that was a fun show.
All right, so got that out of the way. So what do you like to do for fun outside of work? Which is a labor of love here, I know that.
It is. It truly is. I always tell my students, I've only come to work one day in 11 years. There was one day I had to come in. I was on paternity leave, and there was a situation I had to come in, and that was the one day I had to come to work. Every other day, I'm going to rehearsal. It's really cool. But anyway, I think I take after my dad a lot in that my grass in my front yard is like all the same height, and it's edged very straight. So I love working in the yard.
Okay.
My boys are starting to enjoy, coming out and work in the vegetable garden, and
That's nice.
we have a decent chunk of grass to
Nice.
to adhere to. So I really enjoy working outside in the yard, and running is in the past couple of years has really been a nice kind of stress relief.
Therapeutic.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of funny just to note, I don't listen to, my students always ask, with the cross country kids, what do you listen to when you run? I have nothing in my ears when I run, because I start thinking, like, and analyzing, and we could do that. Oh, this would sound cool if we, so I just, that's all I hear when I run. I just kind of go.
All right, so talk about your family. I know you've alluded to them a little bit, but talk about your family.
Yeah.
Because I know you're very proud of them.
Oh, super, yeah. So my wife, Megan, is a 2012 graduate of Fitch High School. And we had danced around each other our entire lives. From, we were, I was playing at Immaculate Heart of Mary Church, the piano, and her and her family sat right behind my parents. So, we're in children's choir together. So we, had that kind of introduction, and then we kind of go our separate ways. And then in 2013 or 14, we just kind of reconnected. And I remember we were driving down Shields Road one day, and I said, if Facebook wasn't a thing, we would be dating right now. Because, it's Facebook official. You're only really dating if it's on Facebook.
Oh.
And that's how we kind of made this is a thing. So we got married in 2016, and it's really cool that we have so many connections back to the school. She's, of course, is a choir alumni.
Right.
So she's my, hey, did you do this? Did you do that? Then, of course, we have 2 boys. Liam is 4 and Mickey is 2.
Okay.
And we tolerate our dog, Charlie.
There you go. Is he your firstborn?
He is the firstborn, yes. Yeah.
Always that.
Yes.
And your parents are Austintown residents, and her folks are too.
Right,
obviously.
yeah. My family is actually all from North Hills, Pennsylvania. I'm the only Ohioan in my entire family.
Okay.
My father-in-law was a Cheney grad. But my mother-in-law was a Fitch grad.
Okay.
So she has the Falcon connection in the family, and she's pretty excited that her grandkids walking around with Freddie the Falcon on their T-shirts and stuff. So it's pretty cool.
Good deal. All right. So I always like to ask this. So what advice would you give to anyone who lives in Austintown? Maybe something they could do to give back, or just be more a part of it. What would you tell them?
I think there's so much that happens in all 4 buildings that people in our community should go to, and not even support monetarily, just volunteering to help out with, because there's so many moving parts to everything, not just concerts and musicals. Basketball games just don't happen. People
Right.
show up and just see it happening, but there's so much of the preamble and the postlude that people don't see. So I think volunteering with the schools is a huge proponent. And of course, we're really blessed in the music department to have so many families that volunteer so much time and help us so much. We really appreciate it. And I think just being aware of all the things that happen. There's more than just a game Friday night. There's a swim meet. There's a tennis match. There's our speech and debate team just had our tournament here. The award ceremony is open. Come see the awards ceremony.
Yeah.
There's so much, and there's so much for every walk of life in our community. If you want to see a sports match, if you want to see a show, if you want to see something theatrical, there's just so much. So to get involved with the schools, and I think we need to really let resonate the pride in our community of our district, because it is quite good. It's quite good. We're doing a lot of good things.
Yes, I would agree with you 100%. Yeah, just come and see all the good things that are happening.
Yeah.
And I always, whenever I'm out and about in the community, I always like, well, I got to drive through the school, because there's always something going on.
There's always a car here.
Yeah.
There's always a car here.
Yes. Well, I just want to tell you how very proud I am of you.
Thank you.
And wish you all the very best and continued success. And we're going to wrap up our interview here.
Sounds good.
And just want to thank everyone for tuning in. So this is Kathy Mock. On behalf of the Board of Education and the Falcon Media team, we hope you tune in to see this interview that spotlights our amazing Falcon alumni. And we like to end every segment with a
Go Falcons!